Well, I'm Lani Morris and I'm sitting on Terapunga. I'm the daughter of the original owner of Terapunga, George Dibbern, and we're here at the Australian Wooden Boat Festival 2025. And the boat Terapunga has just been restored magnificently, and it's my privilege to be sitting on it again. I'm so excited. Didn't expect to be so emotional, and it was partly that every single line and shape of her is familiar, so it's a bit like suddenly seeing your first home, but looking good. and it's a beautiful boat, and it carries so many memories, not only for me, but of course obviously George and my mum, who was on it on and off for nearly 18 years. So, you know, it's huge. And the welcome we got from everybody was so warm that it felt like the spirit of the boat was alive. And then to see the two of them racing, and to remember the camaraderie between George and Johnny Ray, which was very much a spirit, particularly of George. You know, in all my life I never heard him, and the same for Mum, we never heard him say a bad word about anybody. That's extraordinary, really. Terapunga, it's a wonderful name, and it's the third stage, as I understand it, of creation. So there's Te Pole, which is the darkness, and the next bit I don't remember, and then there's Terapunga, which is the inkling of dawn, really. It's the dawn before the dawn. It's the sniff on the breeze that makes you lift your head up and think things are changing. And another interpretation is longing. So when I say longing, it's that bit where your whole being moves towards something that is emerging. And again, to sail under that, you know, I grew up under this flag of universal brotherhood and humanity. And I grew up with that sense of being mindful of what is it that wants to emerge, what is calling us from the future. The tiller is the most beautiful shape, and I think the guys who were out on her during the race said, you know, when your hand's on the tiller, the boat comes alive. And I think that's the case. And I used to sit beside Dad with my hand on the tiller, and he would be talking to me about life. Andrew Denman and his business, Matty and some of the others whose names I can't remember, were responsible for reconstructing her, really. And much of that was a total rebuild. When they came to take off the exterior planks, there was the old oak, but it was crumbling. So there were a few bits of the original boat they were able to keep, but, you know, miraculous stories about finding the original plans of the boat so they could go back to the original configuration. Looking inside it, it's hue and pine. I mean, we have kauri in New Zealand, which is the closest relative, and we know what wood that is. You know, it's solid. It will last for the next 100 years. Incredible care has been taken about the fastenings. It looks like the original boat in so many ways, but I know it's so much more sound, and it's been made with love. I think Andrew was saying that there are messages from, you know, parts of George's writing and signatures under the paint, so there's that sense of his being embedded into the boat. And magnificent sails, the whole thing has been done superbly. I think the restoration of Terapunga is almost a story in itself, because there are so many amazing things, and the people who came forward with the old copper kettle, which is down below, the people who came forward with you know, a bit of something that was attached to the boat, or they'd been given at some point. So there's a lot of memorabilia that's been kept by people because it was an important boat for people. Many people, you know, this was the first time they got onto a boat. They remembered George. It started their love of sailing. And I suppose the thing I'm left with after all of this is there's Ngātaki next to us, we're here. These two boats have been restored, and they're good for 100 years. So, you know, I keep sitting there thinking of the next 100 years of young people getting onto these boats, reading the stories, and going, oh, I want to do this, and their lives being changed. And I think both Johnny and George could think of nothing more they would want to have happen from their lives than that they would go on to influence people to have amazing lives on the water and on boats.